Mayor of Lagos. Hi guys, welcome to PlannedPath podcast, your choice hub for book reviews and crucial conversations. Welcome to the month of August. We are starting the 8th month with a book on figure 8. Figure 8. Okay, now. So there's a hot and trendy book that was released 2 weeks ago by our very dear Damilare Kuku. Damilare Kuku wrote Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad, and it's so special to us over here at PlannedPath podcast because that was the first book we reviewed. So we're excited about this book, really. And then it's so exciting it just brings me back to memory lane. Like the very first book that I reviewed, I remember I read Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad. I think I'd read it twice as at then, and I just wanted to just pour my heart out and tell people. And my friends were busy and all of that. I just grabbed my recorder and I just said, let's do this, baby. And that's how I started doing book reviews on this podcast. And just looking back, the number of books that we reviewed after their relationship goals, books on leadership, books on self-care, well-being. We've had exciting audience guests on our podcast, and it's been just a long ride since 2021, and I'm so happy to be bringing you the book review of Only Big Bomb Matters Tomorrow by Damilare Kuku. Yes, please, we are going to get right into this book review immediately. But let me go on a quick commercial break. I want you to make sure that you're sharing this podcast with your friends. Share with your friends, share it on your TL, on your timeline. Just share it around. It's on every platform, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google. Just even type PlannedPath podcast on your browser. Such a safe space, and we release episodes every week. And like I always say, this podcast is brought to you by PlannedPath Consult, your choice hub for teacher training, mental health trainings, school growth consulting, speaking at events on education. My name is Oluwatosin Mugbadoade. Let's go on a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back from our break, PlannedPathers. And do you know what? If I were to give this book a review, it is a 10 over 10 minus nothing. When you hear Only Big Bomb Matters Tomorrow, you probably feel that the only thing that will be discussed in the book is Big Bomb. But no, you got it wrong. Damilare Kuku just went on talking about interesting things. So this book is really about, let me just give you a quick overview, right? The book is about Professor Tito. Is about the household of Professor Tito. He's a doctor of philosophy. Dr. Tito Toyebi. So he's a doctor of philosophy at the University of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. So he lives in the staff quarters with his household. His wife's name is Hassana, and then they have, I love that name, Hassana, actually. They have 2 daughters, Ladu and Temi, along with their family and friends. Asana's sister, the younger sister here, Jumai, Big Mommy, Shola, Bobola, Aduni, Ego. So many people just came into the character. When you hear Big Bomb, you think that the only thing they were talking about is Bomb, but no, Damilare Kuku has got us, and she just went on talking about really exciting things in the book. So I really like how Damilare Kuku's mind works, because she portrays a different version of the African father. You understand? Unlike some people that will be doing movies and the characters are like demons, especially black people movie. Everybody will fight, basketballs everywhere, but their movies are so toxic. Damilare's book, Kuku's books, are a breath of fresh air, really. I I just like how she writes. Like it tells you that the person writing is healed, is a stable adult, you understand. Very nice thing to really see. It's a breath of fresh air. Then the contents are really, really relatable in the book. Like the themes. Imagine that when she was talking about Asana, that's Tito and Ladu's Temi and Ladu's mother. When Damilare Kuku was talking about Temi going to buy pepper for the mother, she was like, the mother sent her 500 naira rodo, 200 naira tomatoes, and 100 naira onions. I was just like, yes, like, is that not how we Yorubas behave? Like we eat pepper and a sprinkle of rice. I don't like pepper though, but you get what I'm saying. Very relatable stuff. So let's go on to talk about Professor Tito. Because this book actually started from him dying. You understand? Like that's like the introduction of the book, how the whole story began. You understand? So I like the character of Professor Tito because he respects his wife, he loves her, he doesn't cheat, and would not even condone anybody talking to the wife anyhow. Like really raising the bar, the kind of father I really like, the kind of father I really want to see a lot of young men become. You understand? I remember that there was a place in the book that Tito was at the staff club bar with his friends, you understand, staff club, you understand, and then they were now talking, and one of his friends was like, go and meet that your household wife and drink the kunu that she's giving you, like, because he loves the wife so much, and people just maybe feel that maybe she has jazzed him or something. And I like the way he was like, please don't ever talk about my wife like that. Like, he just cleared them ASAP. Very nice character, very nice. I also like the fact that, I think I should slow down, I'm very excited. Okay, I like the fact that he prioritizes his family. That's like a real sharp contrast from the typical African men that believe that their sisters, their brothers, and their friends are more important than their family. You understand? Like, he believes his wife, and he doesn't even care his kids. Like, although I'll tell you more about that later, but he doesn't care his kids. Very nice character, like breath of fresh air, uncommon father. So the way people talk about bad African fathers, absent fathers, they make it seem like every African father is like that, and then like every African guy, every Nigerian guy is doomed to become like that. But I like the way that Damilare Kuku is like, no women, they are really nice fathers. Even back in the days, even uneducated men that treated their wives well, that treated their families well, and all of that. So he doesn't have to be all toxic African father picture. I really like this. I like that he also prioritizes his children. He gave his girls a voice. Like, his girls could say their opinions out, and they had a voice, really. And there's a way when you grow up in a family, you grow up in a home where your voice is being heard. It kind of just colors the way you interpret the world, like shapes your world, and it just doesn't make you're not fearful. You understand? You can just, like, your full chest face the world and face things. Really, really nice concept over there. Then I also like the parenting style I was talking about, right? He has a great relationship with his kids. I mean, he almost literally loved his first child over his wife. Well, I really think that he would have probably balanced a lot of things out, right? In the sense of balancing, giving his children a voice, and also balancing that with making sure that he's also not building a relationship with the children of his wife. Like, the way the lady will just make comment about the wife, and he will just say, don't worry. I think that he should have probably balanced. There's a way, the way Jesus was filled with grace and truth. I feel that Professor Tito the character of the way Jesus was filled with grace and truth. I think that the character of Professor Tito should have been like that as well. Like, I mean, he should be filled with grace, a lot of grace to his daughters, but he should also be filled with truth. Like, correct them when they need to be corrected. You understand? Not just always allow them to have their way. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, plenty grace, and there should be also plenty truth as well for his kids, like in the way he handles his kids, talks to them, relates with them, and all of that. So I'm going to go on a quick commercial break now, 30 seconds, and we'll be back to talk about the bomb matter. Hello, welcome back to PlannedPath podcast, your choice hub for book reviews and crucial conversations. Today we are talking about the book Only Big Bomb Bomb Matters Tomorrow, and it was released 2 weeks ago. That's Friday, 18th of July 2024. And when we're reviewing the book now, remember to share this book review with your friends, with your family, and your loved ones. Yes, share it on your TL. Let people come and enjoy this nice book review. Yes, so on the Bombo matter, right, it's almost quite laughable how we applaud bad things in societal ills, but then we live in a kind of delusion, and we feel like those things will not happen to our own people. For instance, online, people see a girl shaking bum bum on TikTok, and she's showing her ass, so her curves and everything, and we like her, all those freaky conversations, and people like those things, right? But at the same time, people just feel that they will not happen to my own. God forbid it's my own. That, like, it feels that that's the way Nigerians behave. But the truth of the matter is that, okay, let me refer you to somewhere in the book where Ladun was in a bar with her friend Ego, and then the old fake bomb conversation came up, and after her comment, she was like, every one of them will be fine, let them do bomb as long as it's not a family member, it's not a friend. And I'm like, that's the typical African way, the Nigerian way to behave. We won't do anything, we won't criticize, we won't speak up against politicians. In fact, when politicians do stuff that are wrong, once is our family member benefiting from that, we say it's God's grace and mercy. Until that thing now eats, so maybe they kill their sibling in NSAS. That's when they will now start talking until something personal happens. But we forget that really people are what makes up society, and society is really made up of families. So like, you can't just avoid it. You can't be celebrating. You see someone that is doing something academic, something intellectual, something that makes sense, something that is relatable, that grows. There's so many YouTube channels, podcasts and stuff that you're supposed to be encouraged. You see a young lady doing business, but then you want to sleep with the person. You want to do, you are not liking that one, you're not promoting that one, but you're sharing freaky, you're sharing big bomb. So we expect those things not to creep into our society. That's really laughable, because really, Lato did not say anything. It wasn't like something that was bad. Like, he didn't feel bad until when it was not her sister that was not talking about bomb. She was like, now she now took it personal. She was like, what will we do, and all of those things. So I really feel that as Nigerians, we need to do better. Like, generally, we just need to do better with talking about societal things. When you see something that is wrong, it's good. I think it's good to go to a communal way of living, as much as we respect each other's boundaries and all of that. But there's also a place for us to really kind of like there's a place for us to sort of say, nah, this thing is very, very wrong. I don't think you should be doing it, you understand? Like, correct people, like, just speak on things that are on societal ills, really. So really, that's the character of Tito. He died in his 60s. He had a high blood pressure, and then COVID actually now eventually killed him. You understand? So that's how he died, really. But then he left things for his wife, which is nice. His mom died in the Ife Modakeke communal clash in 1970. I can't remember the date very well right now, but the mother died in the communal clash, the Ife Modakeke. So he went to Lagos, and then when he was not in Lagos, that was when he now met his wife Asana and married her and all of that. So he left stuff for his wife. The book didn't mention any sibling of his, and then they said his mother died. So he left stuff for his wife in his will, his 2 daughters, and then what do you call it? Okay, there's a big mommy character, but really there wasn't any clear distinction about like who exactly Big Mommy is to Tito, you understand? But Big Mommy looks like his family member. He didn't leave anybody for any money for Big Mommy though. So anyways, so that's how he died, and that's it. I really like his character. Thumbs up, Damilare Kuku. So now, let's move on to the character of Asana. Asana is someone, yes, this part is very important to me because as an educator, you understand, Asana apparently seems to have dyslexia when she was in school. Like, the words were jumping out of the books, like the way you remember, I think it's like Stars on Earth, that movie that the boy could not read and all of that. And after secondary school, she just felt she was beautiful, and then she went to learn how to bake, and then before you knew it, that's how she did her own career. You understand? Like she was baking. So this is like, and then later in her life, she had a baking shop in Lagos and all of that at Allen Avenue area. And her own mother too, she's partly Hausa and Yoruba. Her father is Hausa, and then the father is Yoruba. The father actually left them when they were small, and so the mother was like angry with men. Literally did not want to get married. She didn't get married again. Actually, that's the mother. The Asana's mother didn't get married again. And then she had her sister Jumai, and they loved Don Quash. That someone used to bring to her. Her mom used to sell provisions actually, so she seems like the perfect one. Yes, that kind of child, like very nice body and everything. Interesting thing that I found about Hasana is that she found happiness and joy in her life. You know, when you know that it's not like your life is perfect. Nobody's life is perfect, by the way. But she just found happiness in her life, and she didn't stress herself with too many details. And there's a part of people like high achievers that wants to worry about details and everything. There's also a place for trusting God and say, you know what, everything will be sorted out. No need to stress myself too much. No need to be overly worried about the details, because God always works it out. I really like that about Asana. So when she and her sister had said that she didn't know book, you understand? So a lot of all this child is not intelligent and all of that, this child is not doing well. It may just be because that child is having a learning disability, you understand? And it's a real problem that the child needs help to address, you understand? Don't just like call children olodo. Don't say this child is more. You don't know what's up with that child. So that's why a clinical diagnosis is always advised. Don't just jump into conclusion and be calling a child names. So I really like the way so after secondary school, she begged her mother, and she was doing baking thing, and she had people that like toasters. She wasn't, I like that she also kept herself though. Like in the beginning, then she was selling, she was dating one Israel guy like this that used to sell fish, you understand? And then later, one article guy now came to toaster, but like the article guy came to her shop to order for cake, and it was a manager that was there, like a shop assistant that was there. So the person wrote down that article ordered vanilla cake, so they baked that down. When he now came to collect it, he now said it's chocolate they wanted. So anyways, eventually the guy paid extra, and then the Israel boyfriend helped her to deliver the cake for her mother's birthday. So it was from there, like the guy was like, wait behind now, please. So he was, I know he could not, and she had to go. So after that incident, meanwhile the Israel guy had gone to see her mother, you understand? So the Israel already thought her they were going to get married. Then before you know what happened now, the mother was not like, I marry Atiku, that Atiku lives in Ikoyi, he has money, and the mother has shops in Lagos Island, a provision store. So it's not like that she's selling provision. That's the mother. Asana is selling, what do you call it? Asana is selling cake, and then now she wants to marry someone that is selling fish. That is so basic that she should marry someone that can like improve the quality of her life and all of that. And then that was when she started like thinking twice about article. So for me, life happens, and people just have to make decisions based off the situation at the moment and what they know, right? But if a young lady is listening to me right now, I would say don't don't sacrifice yourself for your family, really. Like don't go and marry somebody that is rich. I'll take care of your siblings. They'll not finish school. When your siblings not finish school, you'll not be stuck in that marriage. I know it may be really hard to try to like support your parents, take care of your siblings, support yourself, but just give it 10 years, really. 10, 15 years. 10 years, 11 years, things will get better. And you'll be glad that you did not, 10 years, you'll be glad that although you went through those 10 difficult years of trying to, help your siblings finish school, stand on your feet, but then you will not look back and be glad that you didn't marry any foolish person because of money. You understand? So what happened is that Hassana now went to Atiku's house, and then the mother really accepted her, and then they had sex together. He disvirgined her. So after the disvirgin thing, she felt somehow, and then she felt, and she slept over in the house actually. So the article now went to drop her. Meanwhile, the mother had traveled to the village, you understand, and did not allow the child to ask her not to follow her. She was like, our people are bad though, that she doesn't want evil eye on her child. And that's like something that a lot of children that grew up in Lagos, because you find out that like for a lot of us Lagos children or people that grew up in city, they may just not go to their, what do you call it, to their home, you understand, like their hometown for long. So it was that day when Atiku was dropping her off in the morning, then Israel was waiting outside, and of course it was obvious what had happened. So she now followed Israel, and she went inside to drop her thing, and of course I think Atiku would have left. So she now followed Israel, and then begged her, and told Israel that the guy had disvirgined her, and Israel had been waiting. Can you imagine? So the guy was so angry, and then he now left. He now left her that, when you're done, just close my door and leave, you understand? So she now said that, and then Atiku now started like following up with her and everything. Then she now went to Mushin, her auntie's house, to just go and chill, you understand? She stayed there for like 2 weeks, and she was already adding weight because she was eating and resting. So anyways, the mother was like, Atiku is always asking after you, wanting. The mother wanted her to marry Atiku, obviously, because of the money and status thing that we spoke about. So apparently after that time, she didn't want to be in touch with Atiku at all. Like, she was avoiding him. Eventually, the guy traveled to the US and left her. Then, of course, she now lost Israel too. Before she knew it, Israel had moved away from that axis, and she could no longer contact him again. So that's how she lost 2 guys, and she was like a shadow of herself. It was there that it was there that I think she was in a provision shop, and yes, I remember Tito was coming to buy milk. I remember ginger tea as well, milk miller and all of those things, provision because she supervises her mom's 5 assistants, you understand? So that's how, from there, before you knew, she started talking to Tito and all of that. And then they got married a month after they met. So it was not later in the book that Damilare Koko was not telling us that what happened was that she was already pregnant. So that sex she had with Atiku actually turned to pregnancy. So by the time that they married, she was already gone, like she was already progressing the family. Can you imagine that Tito actually married Asana like that, like with the pregnancy of the child that wasn't his hand? I was like, bust my head though, like really, really nice actually. Covered her shame, quote and unquote, and married her. I don't know, that was a really risky venture though, because what if Tito was a bad guy and he now thought that I just helped you because you were pregnant? But luckily, it wasn't like that at all. It was so nice and kind to her all the days of his life. So that's how they shall married. And then, ironically, the firstborn, the lad Omola Dungel, now loved it. Tito loved that, and they had a very nice interaction. In fact, she said, Asana in the book was like, Tito acts like Omola don't act like she's not his father, and they go to the farm together. They would have been going with a mule, but then Tomi has allergic reaction to grass. You understand? So apparently she could not be going to the farm. So it's the father and Lado that used to go to the farm. And so that's the character of Asana, really. I like how she loves life and just did what she got to do and all of that. Then let me just quickly jump into Ladun, really. Ladun grew up as a fine girl and had curves and everything. But then she now said that because she started like maturing early, she started getting the attention of guys that she didn't like. And this is something like, I know when I was secondary school, I had a friend that started menstruating at 8. That's pretty early, you understand? I know nutritionists and a lot of family early childhood educators, nutritionists always say that we should watch what we give our kids as like food. They should eat whole foods. Yes, and not junks, not noodles, you understand, not drinking Ribena and all those sugary things. At least you I know kids that they will not drink Coke and fizzy drinks if you give them, you understand. So well, so how do we go about this now? So anyways, our first experience of a guy touching her was our sister was sick, the father was in a conference, the mother had to carry the younger sister to the hospital, so she stayed in what they call it, in like their family friend's house, and then the son now came to touch her and like kiss her, you understand, and she didn't like it. Of course, now she was being that's been abused by a family friend, you understand, and that's something that parents need to pay attention to. You can't just drop, and this is holiday period, you can't just drop your kids with anybody and say, oh, help me look after your child. As much as you trust that person, right, you also got to be very, very careful, like very, very, very careful, because I mean, that child you are dropping, you don't even know, you don't know what can just happen, you understand. Like you can't just throw your kids with anybody. Very, very important. There are a lot of, even not only girls though, even boys that have been molested that I know very well about. They've just been molested and they've been scarred for life. Some of them have gone for therapy, found healing, forgiving, but I mean, it's just always there, and it's avoidable if you could just not leave your kids. I know the logistics may not be easy, you understand. I understand the way the economy is. Okay, don't let's be saying that, but I know like the way you schedule your work and everything, but at the same time, please pay attention to your children, very, very importantly. So that was the first time someone touched Sasha. And then our physics teacher that tried to grab her, and then she stopped going to the guy's office. By the way, that physics teacher is very useless though, because he slept with her friend Aduni. You understand? Aduni is one babe that came from the abroad, and then her parents left her with her aunt, and then they are in Ibadan. Her aunt just shipped her to the school. Very nice school in Ife that wins cowbell competition and a lot of other competitions. So like high profile people used to come to the school. So that's how things were with Ladun growing up. So at some point, in fact, that physics teacher, by the way, eventually now impregnated Latifa, a student that was in SS2, and they had to sack him. And even when they now sacked him, the Latifa girl was supposed to marry an imam, and then she was very happy that she didn't end up with the imam. But the guy was looking like a bar. And they forced him like he was going to prison in the wedding pictures. Anyway, so Ladu was a very nice it girl in school, like very cool girl, Sha. And so since when she was young, she didn't like the attention she was getting from men. And then when she had left secondary school during holiday or so, if I remember, I think she had left, or she was in SSS3. I think she had left now. She was waiting for admission. She now met one guy at she said that his name is Mofeda. When she was in JS1, he was in SS1, and he had always liked her. But he didn't want to approach her because she was looking very young. The guy now said that he drove his mom to Ife because they have house in Ife, like tenant issues. They came to resolve it, but they live in Lagos, but still schooling in the UK. So I can imagine the vibes that the guy must have been giving her, and she was so excited at that time, like what's up, you understand. Now the guy now they exchanged numbers, and then before you knew it, they were all talking and all of that. Whenever the guy is around for summer, you understand, they used to talk and all of that. So when that happened, the interesting twist was that I think she was in 300 level then. Yes, she was in 300 level. The guy now said that he could not come for summer. That's how he invited her to Nottingham to go and see the guy, you understand? And that's how she went to the abroad, you understand, had time with the guy. And they were not having sex that time, and then she had sex with the guy. So her parents allowed her to go. In fact, she spent some time with the guy's parents' house in Lagos to fast forward the visa processing, and they used their connects to make everything fast. And by this time in Africa, please, let's be having a visa processing. Things will be easy for everybody if we all just if we have structures in place and we allow due process to just really work out for us, because I mean that's how it's supposed to be, not like some people are always using long length for everything. It will better our society better, in my opinion. So anyways, she now went to the abroad. That was where she was disvirgined as well. But what now happened is that I'm just trying to arrange the story for you, because like everything, the way books can be, everything's together like in different places. Then you now join the story in your head together. So that's how, like a movie plot, a book plot. So that's how this Tito and Asana, that's our parents, that's Lado's parents, now went to see that Mofe guy's parents in Lagos. It now turned out that Mofe guy's parents is Israel. Israel is the fish seller that what they call it, that Asana used to date. You people in this life, be good though. Like, just be good for the sake of being good, because you don't know where you will meet people. Like, I used to tell people jokingly, I'm like, I may not marry you, but our children may marry. How about that? Like, we may not get married to each other, you understand? But our children may marry. Let's just be good. Because I have a friend that something like this has happened. The mother was supposed to marry the man, and they now left him. Of course, married a richer person and all of that. Eventually, do you know that their children got married, and now they are even in Canada self. So what I'm saying is, just be good to people. The fact that like a relationship did not work, we can do business together. We human beings, and the way I've met some people in my life that we met in public transport. We were waiting on a queue. In fact, I met somebody this year. I wanted to buy meat, right? And then beef. I wanted to buy beef from like local meat seller in the market. And it was a Friday. The guy said, I'm coming. It's time to pray. And we're just surprised that he actually left his stuff in the market and just went to pray. Then in those minutes, we were just with the lady and we just got talking. We exchanged each other's number. We still chatted last week or 2 weeks ago. And we're still just gisting, like normal. You understand? The way life is. And I've met people like that they've become really close people to me. I've met people that I've seen people that we've not seen for 10 years and we just jump into each other. Imagine we were not good to each other. Imagine what would have happened. So let's just be good to people. So in this case, and I know that sometimes people things might happen and everything, but the Bible even says it's like, don't kill yourself as long as it depends on you. Just be at peace. That's the only thing you owe people. Just try to do your best, you understand, and not be the AO, like the asshole in the equation. So anyway, so that's really what happened with Lado's relationship with Mofe. Obviously, Israel was very angry. He felt like it was still hurting from what had happened in the past, and it was like, no way, this relationship cannot work. And that was how Mofe left Lado. So Lado didn't know what was happening, you understand, because when she came back to Nigeria, it just so happened that Mofe wasn't picking her calls, and before you knew it, Mofe was married to another person. She saw it on Facebook and trying to call him. That devastation. And it really did hurt her. Like, I can imagine how she would have felt. The whole thing really scarred her at that time. So it was now like later that she now found out what happened. Found out what happened, and then the mother now told her that Tito is not even your father, you understand? And then she just so angry, and then she left. And her aunt, Auntie Jumai, the mom's younger sister, was trying to stay in the way. Those African aunties that you're like, show my one no meaning. Do you want to beat me? She just stood on there. She just carried knife and said, "Get out of the road, man." Oh my God, my imagination. So that's how Shisha left the house and she went to Lagos. She met up with her friend Aduni, that the abroad babe that was not living in Nigeria. So that's how she was living with Aduni. And in fact, our first introduction in Lagos was Bagbo's with conductor. Before Aduni even got to where they were supposed to meet, she was already crying. So that's how Aduni helped her to work her service to Lagos, and they were working at Alausa, living in Okwebi, normal tiny apartment, but they just made it work. So from there, they started working in a club. They were like Alausa workers at night. She was working in civil department, like they used to do weddings for people. And as copper, she used to buy beans, buy rice, and buy things for people. And I always say, coppers are an essential fabric in our society. It's National Youth Service Corps, by the way. There's really nothing we can do about it. Coppers are an essential part of our society, and we really need to pay attention to coppers. So this is me inviting you. You're a copper, you're a copper. We're having NYC Teachers Conference. Just go to our Instagram page, PlannedPath, PlannedPath Educational Consult. The link in our bio, just click it, you understand? Or you can see the link in this, what they call a podcast, or send a comment. We'll drop the link in this description, actually. Click on it and register for NYC Teachers Conference, because we're actually preparing you for the next session, because corpers are just there. They form about 70% of what they call it. Teacher corpers form about 70%, or between 50 to 70% of corpers in Nigeria. People that study business administration, all those other courses, once you are not in medical line or law, just pack you to become a corper, a school teacher, and they're just always there. We need to always train these corpers, you understand? That's why we're doing the NYC Teachers Conference. It's free, but you have to register. You have to register to that extent. Please share this information with everybody. So yes, as I was saying, Temi was the couple that used to buy food for people and everything. So Adonitu was working in civil service, and they started working in a club. They used to promote and lure guys to buy drinks and everything. So they were doing that as their side also. Then I like that. I don't know. People just have to do things. They just did the best they could do at that point in time, and just made life happen. It wasn't like they were sleeping with the men according to the book. It would have probably put them in danger. Like it's not exactly an honorable thing to do. Like, that's not what I'm saying, but I mean, they just had to survive, man. And from there, they now grew in the sense that Adina had a boyfriend that now moved them to a 2-bedroom service apartment, which like things were a lot better for them. Then before you knew it, Temi started selling fabrics, Ankara. Yes, and I like that they just like grew, and they were saving their money too. It's not like all these girls that they are doing runs, and all their money they are using to buy shoe and bag, so that they can look, and wig, so that they can and clothes, so that they can look nice, to get money to do more runs. I mean, it's a cycle, and that will just keep happening. But I like that they actually took their problems, their issues, and they just made something good out of it, you understand? Very nice. And one part about you know that Ladu, I told you that Ladu was actually away from home for 5 years. It was her father's death that made her come back home, you understand? One thing about Ladu, you know, they say that there's this meme that is trending now, that I have always known that I'll be the distant family member. So I mean, Ladu was that distant family member. You know, when we were growing, we just had that uncle and auntie that don't want to talk to everybody. They're just on their own. I think I'll be like that as well. So yes, what I'm saying. So, but it's okay to be the distant family member, but just make sure that you are not doing from a place of hurt, like they hurt you, things have happened, and you're so hungry. No, do it from a place of, I'm doing it for my own peace, for my own sanity. You understand? I'm not interested in your too much drama that happens in this house, and I just want to have peace. Not because you're angry, not from a place of anger. But it's okay, because I mean, 5 years, that's a lot. God, I'm really giving you guys gist though. Like, it's like you guys are finished reading this book, safe. You know what? Let's go on a quick commercial break. Then we'll come back to talking about Temi and Auntie Jumai, and then we wrap up this podcast episode.
Tell me, let me know. I understand it. Let me know. Girl, I'll be your star boy.
Welcome back to PlannedPath Podcast, your church hub for book reviews and crucial conversations. Today we are reviewing the book Only Big Boom Boom Matters Tomorrow by our very dear Damilare Kuku. Yes, so we're talking about the Sister Bom Bom now. Sister Temi is the one that wanted to do Bom Bom in the book, and she was carrying it in her head. For her, she felt that she was flat. Like she was like a skateboard. And how will I start Temi? Of course, she's the younger child, and she loves her mother, and you understand, she's agreeable with the mother, but she also has sharp mouth, which is quite good in the sense that the father allowed them to have a voice. He has his ups and downs though. So one thing I would say, like, from the perspective of Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, Lagos DSV, headed by our very own Mrs. Titi Vivo Adeni, right? They're doing such an amazing job. When kids are touched, like, don't rationalize it. Just tell kids, report it. Because when they were talking Temi, Lado had that touching episode. Temi had that touching episode, and they really never reported to their parents. But always tell your kids that no matter what happens, if anybody touches them, it's not about them, it's not about what they did, it's not about their looks. The person is evil, and report the person immediately. That's like the standard operating procedure for that. There's no other way to say it. You are evil if you're touching a child, and you deserve to be reported like ASAP, sharp. Now. And so when kids are touched, they should not, don't rationalize it. Report them immediately. You understand? Because Temi was trying to rationalize her thoughts, even Lado, and it's quite painful that even with the fact that they had a good relationship with their parents, having a good relationship with parents does not always equate to wanting to tell them what's up with you. It's quite painful that they couldn't tell their parents. So words are seeds as well. Words are seeds, and that anything you say to a child, those things that you are saying to that child, they are sticking. Like children, like anything, like they used to call, what's her name? They used to call her name like plenty. They used to call her Okpelenge, like Bashandi, Bod, Benkele Messi. That's not nice. Like they used to call her a lot of names. And even some of our aunties, like they used to call her like Bashandi. That's why some parents, it looks like, and people have been called names like this, and they've suffered from body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia is not liking your body, you understand? Body dysmorphia is a real thing. Please don't allow people just say anything to your children. Please don't allow anybody just say anything to your children. You understand? Don't allow anybody say stuff to your children. I'm just saying again. And really, this is summer period. Parents, pay attention to your kids. Pay attention to your kids. Like, pay attention to what they're doing. Especially when they become adolescent, teenager. They're having very, very weird things. Like Temi was telling her mom not to drop her in front of school, because you understand, she didn't want people to think she's a small girl. She wanted to have time to go and stuff. She was stuffing singlet inside her, inside her panties, so that she will be looking. What's all of that? Like, so we need to really pay attention to our kids. I know it's a lot. God will help you guys, really, parents. Investigate when things happen. Don't trivialize. There's a reason that things happening. Just be rational. There's a reason. So ask, find out, investigate. You understand? So, and then I remember when part in the book, when she ran back from buying Baba Dudu, she was supposed to buy. Her mother was in the market, so she was supposed to quickly go and buy Baba Dudu and come back. Baba Dudu is local sweet, and then local candy. A guy just slapped her bum. You understand? And I'm like, and she came back. She just told her mom. She just gave her one flimsy excuse, and the mom forgot. And I know somebody that actually mentioned that she was actually touched. She wanted to go and buy something at night as well, and she was touched. Like, some boys just came, I think, grabbed her breast, and that was very painful. And then the malam that she was buying stuff from had to like tell her sorry and all of that. And those things happen. The parents didn't know. So let's build relationships with our children such that they can talk to us. Very, very important, because life happens. You don't imagine what young people are going through these days. You understand? Life just happens. So please make sure that you are good. So there was even a time that she wanted to borrow bra from one of our friends in secondary school, a big girl, and the girl smells like onions because her mother sells onions, really. And then she wanted to buy, and then the girl was like, I'll give you tomorrow, the following day or something, when I wash my bra. I said, so you wear your bra? She said she has only two bras, and then she wears her pants and bras twice. So it's like she will change it to that side. As in that thing, I felt it. She was not like, and the fact that she's not neat doesn't mean that boys are not chasing her. Boys are chasing her. And I'm like, sister, calm down, because even if boys are chasing you, right, it doesn't mean that what you are doing, like hygiene over 2 stars men. You see girls that are really smelly, and they say at least they are toasting me. Sister, you are smelling. You have that nonsense smell hanging over you. Please take care of yourself. Very, very important. And find boys that have smelling, but you think that I've forgotten people. There are some fine boys that are wearing smelling boxers. Today is Friday. You are still wearing your boxers that you wore Monday. Please change. I stop smelling like iniquity. I'm sorry. All right. So one thing I would also say about Temi is that focusing on the bad part of your life, what's not working, it makes one lose sight of the good things that are working. I mean, she's a first class student, a first class graduate. In fact, Ayefele played at her graduation ceremony. You understand? Okay, actually, they tried to make up for her. Since Ladu was not around, they treated her very well, her parents and everything. So and a first class graduate, she's beautiful, fine skin, and all she was concerned about is bomb. And like Damilare's Kuku said towards the end, like if you try to work on bomb, after bomb, will you start working on your leg, on your this, on your that? We all have deformities, like quote and unquote. Our bodies are not perfect. They are perfect, right? But they're not perfect as well. We have big teeth, we have open teeth, we have big eyes, we have this, and they just make us beautiful. So we should not focus on the bad things, on the things that are not working. You understand? We shouldn't focus on the things that are not working. Honestly, we shouldn't focus on things that are not working. Very, 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 very important. Sha. So she was just also hyped about doing bomb, and she just viewed herself through the tininess, you understand, of her bomb. Very bad, really body dysmorphia. Because I mean, even in primary school, instead of her to be doing a literary debating society and with her sharp mouth be using it for her good, she was concerned about the words that were seen her bomb, and she was debating, and that's how she left the literary and debating society. Can you imagine? Body dysmorphia is very low. And by the way, she also said something, and I completely agree with it. Food will not give you bomb. Love your body. Like targeted exercises for your glute work. If you want to do your bomb, it's okay, but this is my own opinion. I think that exercise, even if you do the bomb or you do the flat tummy itself, if you don't have great habits, the results will still not show in the long run. It will still ruin the bomb. So you can't really run away from like exercises and living a lifestyle that helps you achieve your goals. And by the way, Temi was trying to drink malt and milk, like so that she would grow bomb. I mean, even if the only thing that happened that did for her was to give her big tummy, there was no bomb. So that's let me eat much, let me do this. One couple recently was even talking to me, so she wants bomb. She will maybe, I don't know what she plans to do, but let's work on it. Bomb help. Like as Damilare Kuku said, like, did Esther in the Bible use bomb to win her husband? Did Hannah use bomb to get a child? Did Deborah use bomb to fight wars in the Bible and win? Did Okonjo-Iweala, did she use bomb to win in her life? So no, my dear, big bomb. You know, the young people these days, there's just so much pressure to be perfect, social media, and in fact, forget it, their own lifestyle is not even perfect. Imagine Temi was comparing herself to Ladu. And you know, ironically, Ladu, when she was talking, was comparing herself to Temi. Asana, the among that was comparing herself to Jumai, the sister. The Jumai sister was comparing herself. Can you imagine? So all this comparison could matter. It's just very painful. By the way, before we round up, let me say something about Auntie Jumai. 3 things really. 2 things. By now, I hope that you have compassion on older people, because we too are growing, and we can see that the people that we criticize when we're young, life is not so easy like that. Or like they were really having deep issues. I hope that by now you have compassion on your older, on the distant relative, the uncle that not give you money, maybe they are not even making enough money, or even your parents that your father will come back and sleep on the chair because he was tired, man. Now when you come back from work, don't you sleep? And by the way, God doesn't Damilare Chukwu said God doesn't answer prayers about husband. Like a man is cheating, and now saying let's pray the spirit of cheating, we know, but at the same time, you understand, don't put yourself in a situation where, in fact, the way she acquired that Ahmed husband, you know that there will be begay in the long run self. By the way, so don't put yourself in vulnerable situations. Like I said, don't try in vulnerable situations. Like I said, don't try to marry a man to help your family. Now you go still chop the breakfast too in the long run. So don't just put yourself in bad situations. And if you did put yourself in that situation when you didn't know better, I mean now you know better, please do better. And by the way, why did Damilare Kuku have to write about LGBT A to Z? I grabbed the whole inclusion thing, but it just feels like this whole agenda of inclusion, black this, black that. She just had to put it into it that Auntie Jumai was right, liking men and women, like, was that necessary? Damn, like, I understand the international society, and I'm really happy about your growth. But sister, sister Damlare, did you really have to write about LGBTQ? Did you? Anyways, and then Big Mommy Yoruba Adult and Lamba, really. Like the author said that she's been 43 years for 5 years. You know, said like, I'm now 43 years old. The way I was saying in a video that one uncle that went in America since 1972, everything you reference it to America, Yoruba adults, even Nigerian, that they can just give plenty lamba, plenty lies. So anyways, back to our bum matters. God, this episode is so long, 15 minutes. I hope that you've enjoyed listening to this book review as much as I did. Enjoy reading this book, and this is not a substitute. Please, as much as you enjoyed it, please still find time to read the book. Very wonderful book. Thumbs up, Larry Kuku. This is a 10 over 10 minus nothing for me. I already told you that. I'm looking forward to more of your works. I celebrate you big time. I hope you rest well and you understand. I hope you rest well and just enjoy the success that come from this book, because sometimes people are like, what's the next one? Just chill and enjoy this one first, you understand? While we think about the next one, enjoy this one first. Well done, Dam Larry Cuckoo. We love you. Happy to be reviewing your books like 2 weeks after I came. Yeah, nice. Well done. So I'm playing this song for you, Ayami by Mayor Cohen. Came out in 2018 or 2019, if I remember vividly, and I really love it. So that's why I've been serenading you with this wonderful book. By the way, Big Bum Matters Tomorrow has a playlist on Spotify you should check out. Make sure you check out all our other book reviews, share with your friends. My name is Oluwatosin Mugbadu Ade. I'm your host on the show. Host with the most. Bookworm host that likes to do book reviews. Anyways, this episode is owned by PlannedPath Consult. We do teacher trainings in your school, mental health training for your students. Even if you have an office, come and invite us. Come and do mental health training. We've gone to even communities, Mangodo community, to go and do mental health training at their chess competition. We've gone to churches. We've gone to school. We've gone to offices. Please call us. Let's come and do mental health trainings. We help you to add yoga sessions and some very important nice stuff, so your team can relax and be equipped to do their work very well. So please, let's make sure we do that. Please, let's do business together. School growth consultant, call me. Let's come and talk about topical issues in education. Your next seminar, at your next conference. Remember to register for the NYSC Teachers Conference coming up in first week of September. We are going to be training NYSC teachers. Yes, thank you so much. Have a nice time. See you in our next episode. And very, very importantly, if you have a book you want us to review, send us a mail to planpath@gmail.com, or let us know in the comments if you have a book you want us to review. Take care. My name is Mugwadun Ade Oluwatosin. Bye for now.
I'll be your star boy.